exchange, and then at the same time poverty falls. One of the purposes of rollback is indeed to show that there is a connection. This isn't just fortuitous or just happened to occur, we don't know why it did. We do indeed know why it did. It's precisely because of the market economy, for reasons I explain in here. But the market never gets the credit for this. It gets blamed. It gets blamed for things, but it doesn't get the credit for things that it actually accomplishes. Let's look at the things it gets blamed for. And you notice that a lot of these things are things that the government did. But somehow they're the fault of the free market. Now, this one's a little bit obscure. Some of you guys might be a little too young to remember this. In the late 1990s, we were told, man, that stupid free market that all you selfish people are trying to force on us, well, it has screwed us again thanks to energy deregulation in California. Look, we got rolling blackouts thanks to your free markets. Well, we need our wise overlords back in charge, and next time you guys shouldn't get so uppity. They know how to provide electricity to you. Okay, look at what actually happened. We did have the rolling blackouts, but what deregulation are they talking about? Okay, wholesale prices of electricity, which the state's electric power distributors pay, those could fluctuate. But retail prices for electricity were fixed. And this is at a time when demand is surging for electricity in California because the population was increasing considerably, and the flourishing computer industry has voracious power demands. And so here's the situation. And also, no additional power plants were allowed to be opened, and some were forced to close. And this is the free market's fault, you see. It's the free market's fault that demand surges. Prices aren't allowed to adjust to reflect this new situation. And this just goes to show we need more government control. I mean, really, what kind of a shill for the regime would you have to be to repeat a story like this? Like, it's not even like there are two sides to the story and I'm just giving you one. This is the story. All right, or let's consider, I'm going to do this one quickly. You might think, oh, this is kind of technical. Why is he going through this? Because it has to be gone through. Because if I hear this one more time, I'm going to commit an atrocity, and I really don't want that to happen. I've gone through my life a very, very decent and good and peaceful person up to this point. And again, some of you guys are too young for this. And isn't this great, by the way, that this room is so filled with young people? Not that older people are bad. I mean, I'll be joining you there. You know, we're on the verge here. But great. I mean, it's so wonderful because a lot of these conferences, it's like pulling teeth to get people to come. And great to see all you folks. But in the 1980s, we had the savings and loan problem. The savings and loans were institutions the government established to help people get affordable housing. Yes, indeed, the affordable housing situation. Well, here's the business model of the S&L. They could charge 6% on 30-year mortgages. You take a 30-year mortgage, you pay 6% on it, and that's the deal, 6%. And then depositors could get 3%. And today, 3% sounds awesome. Wow, 3% for a deposit. But in the 1980s, that was kind of looking pretty bad. You got double-digit inflation. Your lousy 3% return isn't really so great. And so it was in making up the difference there, that's how they made profits. But the problem was that money market mutual funds started to pop up. People would get much higher return than just 3%. People started pulling their money out of the S&Ls in droves. So the S&Ls basically said, well, if we're going to not just collapse now, we need to have permission to offer depositors a higher return. And we need to have permission to invest in something other than 30-year mortgages at 6% in an age of double-digit inflation. And obviously this can't work. This government-established business model can't possibly work. So the consensus began to develop that if we want to save these things, we got to change the rules. Now maybe they shouldn't have been saved. Maybe it was a bad idea. We'll never know because the free market was never able to test them. But the point is that if you wanted to save them, you would have to change the rules. And that's what so-called deregulation of the S&Ls amounted to. That they can offer a higher return and they can make different types of investments. Now you say, but that's terrible, they might take on more risk. Okay, it's either that or they fail. What's your choice? And I have a choice of my own, but the point is that when the government modifies the government-established rules of a government-established institution whose deposits continue to be insured by the government, how is that the free market's fault? These things